Welcome back to our channel, and in today's video I will be going through 6 different exam style questions and explaining how to do them. All the questions are on the topic algebraic expressions that has its own playlist, and you can see explanation of everything. Okay, and I would also recommend that you pause at every question so you have some time to read the question first. So our first question, we need to express y in terms of y to the power of 1 over 5. So first of all, I'm gonna do is I will rewrite our y as what it is defined as and then put it to the power of 5. As you can see, the y consists of two parts, 1 over 32 and x to the power of 5. So when we expand the bracket, the 1 over 5 power will affect both parts. So you'll have 1 over 5 power affecting 1 over 32 and x to the power of 5. Okay, remember that if you have a power that is a fraction, that means it's a root, so it's a fifth root of 1 over 32. And then if you times the power is 5 and 1 over 5 for x, it will also simplify. So the final answer will become 1 over 2, and the x will just be to the power of 1. Okay, and now we're going to look at part B. So you need to replace y again with the original expression. So we have 4 times brackets 1 over 32x to the power of 5 to the power of minus 1 altogether. Just like in the previous part, the minus 1 will affect both parts, the 1 over 32 and x to the power of 5. And remember that the power of minus 1 will mean that our expression needs to be flipped upside down. So it will be 1 over 1 over 32 and 1 over x to the power of 5. So what we will get is 4 times, so the 1 over 32 will become just 32 over 1, and x to the power of 5 to the power of minus 1 will become just 1 over x to the power of 5. Okay, and that will just simplify as 128 over x to the power of 5. Or you can also write it as a 128 x to the power of minus 5. Either way is a correct form and correct answer. For this question, overall you will get 2 marks. It's a very straightforward question. It would usually be there would be a next part where you use the simplification to solve something. Okay, so you'll get 1 mark for part A and 1 mark for part B. In the next question, we're gonna be simplifying a fraction. As you can see, we got 5 over square root of 75 minus square root of 50. 75 and 50, we can't simplify that, so I'm gonna look at them individually and separate them and simplify them. So square root of 75, you need 2 numbers that time together to give 75. One of them needs to be square. As you can see, it becomes 25 times 3. Square root of 25 is 5, so the square root of 75 simplifies as 5 square root of 3. And we do the same thing to square root of 50. So as you can see, it's also 25, but this time it is times 2, so it simplifies as 5 square root of 2. Okay, so square root of 3 and square root of 2 cannot be added together, they're different. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rewrite our original expression with simplified form. So we will get 5 over 5 square root of 3 minus 5 square root of 2. It's important to remember which one is which so you get them the correct way around. Okay, so as you can see, they all have 5 in common, so I can actually cancel the 5 out, as the 5 is a common factor, so it will become 1 over square root of 3 minus square root of 2. And then the next step is to rationalize our expression. So remember, rationalize means to get rid of square root and denominator. So we're going to be using the difference of 2 squares. So you will need to times our expression by the positive sign of denominator, and that that expression has to be in numerator and denominator, so we'll times it by square root of 3 plus square root of 2 over square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Okay, so the expression becomes, the numerator will be square root of 3 plus square root of 2 as we times that by 1, and then denominator will be square root of 3 squared minus square root of 2 squared, which will then simplify as 3 minus 2, and that is just 1. So our final answer is square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Okay, so you will get 1 mark for simplifying square root of 75. You will then get 1 mark for simplifying square root of 50. You would most probably get a mark for identifying correctly that you can simplify by dividing by 5 the whole expression, and then identifying the correct number that you need to multiply it by to rationalize denominator, and final mark for the final answer. So the overall question 2 will be 5 marks. Okay, now we have our question 3. So in question 3 you will have to expand and simplify the brackets. So all you need to do is times every element of the first bracket by every element of the second bracket. So first of all, do square root of 7 times by 11 and square root of 7 times by minus square root of 7, which becomes 11 square root of 7 minus square root of 7 squared. And then we times minus 11 by the second bracket, so we will get minus 11 squared and then plus 11 square root of 7. Next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and simplify expressions as much as I can. So as you can see, we have two parts that have square root of 7, so 11 and 11, and I will add those together. It will become 22 square root of 7, and then the minus square root of 7 squared becomes just 7, and minus 11 squared becomes 121. So the last step to simplify everything is 22 square root of 7 stays the same, and then we add minus 7 minus 121, and it becomes minus 128. Okay, that's our final answer, and you will get 2 marks, 1 for expanding your brackets correctly, and then 1 mark for simplifying everything. So question 3 is total of 2 marks. Our next question, question 4. Okay, so you will be factorizing the expression. The first step you need to do is see if there is anything in common that you can factorize. Luckily for us, this expression has x in common, so it simplifies as x and then brackets 1 minus 81x squared, and then inside the bracket is where, as you can see, it is actually a difference of 2 squares. So I'm going to write the formula for you at the bottom so you can see how I then expand the bracket that we have. So it becomes 1 minus square root of 81 is 9, so 9x, and the second bracket is going to be 1 plus 9x, and that's it. There is no way you can simplify any further, as everything is linear. Okay, so you will get for this question 1 mark for getting your x out of the bracket, that's your first factor, 1 mark for the second bracket, and 1 mark for the third bracket. So essentially you get 3 factors and you get 3 marks for this question. Okay, and then we look at question 5. So you need to simplify expression as well. So we have 27 to the power of 2x plus 1, and it has to be written in form 3 to the power of y. Okay, so it gives you a hint that 27 can be expressed as 3 to the power of something, which is cubed. Okay, so we just replace 27 with 3 cubed, and then I'm gonna times our powers because it's to the power of the power. So we'll get 3 to the power of 3 brackets 2x plus 1, and then just expand the small brackets in the index and you get 3 to the power of 6x plus 3. Remember to state that your y equals 6x plus 3, because the question says stating y in terms of x. So if you didn't state that, you wouldn't get a mark, because it clearly says that in the question. Make sure you read questions very clearly. So overall the question will be 2 marks. And now is our final question, question 6. So you need to simplify the expression. So what I'm gonna do first is expand the brackets of our numerator, and I'm just using the formula that has been explained previously in the expanding brackets topic. Okay, and use that formula, and then I'm simplifying everything, so it becomes 4 minus 4 square root of x plus x over square root of x, and then I'm gonna write every part of the fraction individually. So you will get 4 over square root of x minus 4 square root of x over square root of x plus x over square root of x. Okay, and now I'm gonna just remind you that square root of x is the same as x to the power of a half, and that x to the power of minus 1 is actually 1 over x. So use those two rows to rewrite this expression. So you will get 4x to the power of minus a half, because it's in denominator and it's square rooted. The second part, actually the square root of x over square root of x simplifies, so it just becomes minus 4. And then the final part, well, we have x, and then we have x to the power of minus half, which you can then add the powers. So the final expressions become 4x to the power over half minus 4 plus x to the power over half. Okay, so as you can see, this is exactly what we needed to show. So you will get 1 mark for expanding the brackets and numerator correctly, and then 1 mark for separating every element and getting to your answer. Okay, so it's 2 marks. Also, what you can do is do a square with lines or write quod if the question asks you to show that. Thank you for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed our video, subscribe and comment below if you have any more questions.